What's up, everybody? Welcome to the IOP family. I am your host, Moni-Moni, with a brand new episode. Welcome to the beginning, and don't forget to stay. We're going to get inspired and breathe in the true meaning of what it takes to create opulence in our everyday lives. On today's episode, I have an amazing guest and a great friend of mine, Angelina Rivera, who is here to talk about New Age Consulting Group. Hello, hello. How are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
I
Good to
am
see
so good.
you.
I'm so happy to have you here today.
Yes, happy to
So
be here.
first, yes. So first, tell us about who Angelina is. Who is this entrepreneurial woman?
Who is Angelina? That's a deep question. But I am 39 years old. I run multiple businesses. I've been working since I was basically a kid by choice, never had to. My job was to be a kid, but I was always curious about how things worked and stuff like that. So I started like learning how to do accounting and merchandising and stuff already like at like 9 and things like that. So I started that. Then I also grew up overseas, and so I lived back and forth between the US and Europe. And I came to just realize that it takes a lot of work to make it anywhere, and it's a title
Yes.
game in corporate America, and it's not about what you know, it's about who you know. And so
Right.
always had to work a little bit harder than most because I'm on my own. So I didn't really have anyone to lean on and be like, hey, can you help me get in here or there or whatever? So always pushed around and pushed my way forward just to learn new skills and things like that and just move my way up. So here I am, got sick and tired of the 9 to 5 and decided to finally make it my own world.
Yes. So can you say that's what pushed you to embark on this new journey? What is the big moment that you had that you said, this is what I'm going to do, and that's it? This is what I'm going to do.
So for the last couple years, I've always been the one that people run to. Even if I've left a job, they always come back asking for assistance from me because they end up sinking once I leave
Mm,
because they don't have anybody with the skill set to take over. To replace my position usually takes about 3 to 5 people. So when I
mm.
leave, it's a major impact on a lot of people. The ego gets in the way a lot of times, and therefore they'll suck it up. But once they hit that wall, then they break back down a little bit and are like, can you please help me? And I'll go help and things like that. And I've just realized like how many other people, like these people that I already know, are out there that I can help and not actually have to be tied down to one office, right? So I
Right.
decided to go into consulting because I've done the business set up from the ground up. So you're talking about opening your business, licensing, insurance, websites, business cards,
Mm,
whatever, vendor accounts, anything like that. I can help you with that. I pretty much also have a bachelor's in accounting, so I'm an accountant by trade as well. And I can teach you how to run your books if you need help with that. I can also do them for you or just check them periodically, things like that, teach you some skills, some quick habits. Or if you even have somebody who already does it, I can improve their skill set to probably improve their work, make it easier for them to do their job, because many people aren't taught properly how to do it. They do a couple courses here and there and still don't understand it, right? So
right.
I just got sick of it because I was breaking my back to make other people successful all the time and never got the credit for it. And I just decided I can help more people if I just do it for myself, by myself. And then at least I get appreciation from the people I'm helping, which makes me feel good for myself. But then also, I love seeing other people be successful in that same aspect. So that's pretty much what pushed me to get out of clocking in and out at one place and just clocking in on my own clock.
You're like, I make my own schedule and that's what I'm gonna do. That's it. Point blank on seriousness. So, what are some of the things you want the listeners to know about New Age Consulting Group? Like, what should they consider if they are looking to embark or pursue this similar journey? The true knit and grit. That's what we want because right here is where we want to know the tea. Let us know.
Yes. So obviously, I couldn't just jump into consulting off the bat and say, here I am to help you. Nobody knows me like that. You have to be able to sell yourself. What type of skill sets do you have? Things like that. I've been working on my
Right.
skill set for over 30 years. So even though I'm only 39, I started at a really young age. And you don't have to be perfect. Nobody needs to have 30 years experience, but I've always taken on new tasks and learned new things. If somebody else couldn't do it, I would take it and try and figure out how to get it done. So that way it
Right.
would be something else I could add to my skill set of things I know how to do. Building a portfolio is really important. This is for all the office people. I'm telling you right now, if you work in a 9 to 5 and you have anything to do with creating documents or having to create manuals or anything like that. I do not care who you work for. If you put in the time, that is your work, because that template
Right.
you can utilize for anybody else. It does not matter. You created that, save yourself a copy, email it to yourself, put it on a thumb drive. I don't care. Build your portfolio because as you go into consulting, people are looking for fast, quick change, right? So if
Right.
you already have what they need and you just need to modify it to fit them, you're good to go. And you can still charge for the full length of the project, even if you've already have most of the work. So you're saving yourself time, you're also saving your client time, and you're being able to deliver in a timely manner. Time is money to everybody. Um,
Right.
so that's super important. You have to evaluate what kind of skills do you have? What can you improve? Get yourself a mentor. If you know somebody who's willing to teach you, learn. Even if you don't like everything they have to tell you, we have to change our mindset, our perception, and our perspective. You know what I mean? Our perception is our reality, but sometimes the perspective other people can give to us actually helps us move forward because we open our mind to see things from all angles, not just one.
Right.
That's part of keeping an open mind. And it's really, really important because if you're not out there to help just one specific, which is always going to be harder than being able to help a wide variety of people, you have to have a multifaceted skill set, right? So you have to be able to say, I can do this, 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 and this, because if you can only do one thing in the project and they need 5 or 6 other things, then they might find somebody else who can do 75% of it, and they're not going to come to you because they're going to go with the person who can deliver the most, right? And then that person may know somebody who can do the other 25. That's another thing, networking. Utilize your network.
Yes.
You have to have a team behind you. Even if you're the one who's putting it forward, you can collaborate with others to deliver the product to the clients. So that's really important. um, you know New age consulting is a new way of kind of doing stuff for people. Focus on the small businesses, the moms and the dads and the families, and whatever. Even single parents, doesn't matter. The ones that are at home who have a hobby and want to turn it into a lifestyle, right? You have a dream and you need a plan. So if you don't know where to get the plan, we can get the plan for you, or at least give you the tools to put the plan together, revisit it, and things like that. So we want to help you with the tools at an affordable price, right? So we offer 30
Right.
minutes of free consulting, to see if and what you actually need and how we could work together. I do a lot of custom packages for people. So I have some set packages and then I do custom ones too. So even if you are that struggling single mom and you're like, I could never afford this, there's a way to make it work. You know what I mean? And that's something we
Right.
could talk about always. But you have to know where to start because I know it gets overwhelming really quick. And Once it gets overwhelming, that's when people bow out because it's too much and they don't want to do it, right? So when people
Right.
say, in order to live like the 1%, you have to be willing to do 99% of what everybody else is not willing to do, right?
It's a reason why it's
Because,
the 1%.
yeah, because if you're not willing to do 99% of that work to get you to where it goes, and it comes with sacrifices at times, but it's worth it, right? And most people give up right before they're about to break through that door and be where they need to be. Stop following all these people online who make these glamorous lifestyles and tell you that you're going to make $3,000 a day. You're not. You're just not, right? That's not going to happen overnight. And that's the
Right.
reality of it. So stop letting these people fool you. Be realistic, with your
Yes.
goals. Yeah.
Yes. So, like,
And
stop telling yourself, oh, I'm not going to make it to where I want to because you're thinking that you're supposed to be at the same level as someone else. Everyone's journey is different. And what you see as a milestone is in your eyes only. You only know what it means to cross that milestone once you get there. So, I think
yes.
that's the biggest message to know about this.
Yes. And the problem with a lot of the people online that I see nowadays is they only show you the end result, right? They don't show you all the stepping stones and the milestones in between that they had to go through in order to get to that pillar, right? So they
Right.
only show you the top and they sell you the top because it looks amazing. And it is amazing once you get there, but it takes hard work. But there's also smarter ways to go about it. They don't know how to get you there themselves. They can tell you, well, just do the work. And that's part of the problem. Do the work. Well, what is the work?
Hmm.
You know what I
Yeah. What
mean?
is that next step?
I see a lot of people, with I've followed and they follow me back and instantly they're like, "Do you want me to make a logo for you?" Okay, first of all, I already have a logo. Secondly, you didn't even say hi, who you are, what you do, anything. You come off so spammy and salesy and my reply instantly is like, no, thank you. Because I want to have a relationship with the people that I talk to. I don't want you to buy something from me just to buy it from me. I want you
Right.
to work with me and I'll work with you so that way you can be successful. If those people who hit me with those spammy, disgusting sales messages would actually be like, "Hey, I'm Stacy. I create logos. If you were ever interested, I would love to help you out sometime." Then my reply back to that person would be like, "Hey, it's so nice to meet you. Thank you for reaching out. And I'll definitely keep that in mind because I may want to change it down the line. I'm going to go ahead and engage with you. And I'm going to actually even remember who you were because you took the time to like message me. And I'd probably even tell you, like, oh, hey, I do consulting and I have clients who need logos at
Hmm.
times. Maybe we can work together at some point in time even if I personally don't need it. I can refer you people, but because the way you come off to me, I don't want to send people your way because I don't want the people I communicate with and interact with to feel the way you made me feel. So
Right. So,
there's so much that goes into being a business owner and making your dream come true, and the approach is everything you know some of the worst are those pyramid marketing, like the more you sell the more you make, and you're recruiting people to sell so that way you can make money and whatever, right?
right.
The way they teach people how to do business is that same approach that I was just talking about. And that's why for a lot of people it doesn't work and only some of them do, because those very few went outside the box and figured out something else to get these people to follow them
Right.
versus staying in that whole entire market, right?
Did you say that we were like overstimulated with in the way that they are marketing? I think it's such a broad thing that happens, and it's irritable at some point because you're just kind of like, what if it is that mom that just wants to make more, more money, financial gain, but because market has done that to us just consistently, it kind of makes it harder for them to even see a gain in that, And I think if people were to change the way they do approach people or, sell themselves, their services to you, I think that would be great. Find that out of the box thing, like you were saying. So I think
Yeah,
it's
you have
important for
to.
them to realize that.
Yeah, you have to personalize it, right? Make it your own
Right.
message. What is it that you're doing? Tell me who you are. You know what I mean? If I don't need to know your whole life story per se, but if you make it your own and not a copy paste message to every single person, you're going to find that more people can relate to you, which is the great thing that we see now is like everybody's trying to go live because people can relate to the people who are going live. They're like, oh, first of all, you're a real person. Second of all, you're just going to say it how it is, for the most part.
Mhm.
And you're also going to show me the good and the ugly, right? I could literally be like, look, I run around in my hoodie and my hair in a bun, my hair everywhere half the time. Care. You're gonna see me like this if I'm at the store. So why do I care if I jump on a live and look like that? I'm not gonna care because you're
Right.
not done up every day either. But if I come to you and I'm like, look, this was a rough day, like this, that, and the other, we all have them. But when you approach people in an inbox and you haven't even had a conversation with them, you have to be able to break the ice, make it personable, and make it memorable to keep that conversation going. Because even if they
Right.
don't need you right this second, they might want something or need something from you down the line. Everybody has a dream. Maybe they want to do a personalized card or something, or have you
Mhm.
create something else for them. Because if you create logos, you probably create other stuff as well, because not everybody just
Right.
creates logos. So it's all in about how can you sell yourself to the person without coming off like a robot.
Yeah, except for IOP family. That's for sure. Even the way I came about, I didn't come about like that. We had a phone call prior to this and we got to know one another. I feel like we're comadres now, like you can come and baptize my child. It's okay. But that's the kind of
Yeah,
relationship I have with my guests like you, Angelina.
yeah, yeah,
We got to know each other. We pretty much know each other's lives now because we're an open book. That's just what it
yeah.
is. And that's
I mean,
how the IOP family
Our,
runs.
yeah, our first conversation was 2 hours long over everything and nothing to do with what we're talking about right now, right? It's all about our life and all our experiences, and not even all of them yet, but we were so open and comfortable with each other. It just flowed
Right.
naturally and it worked. Like, I never got off the phone and was like, oh my God, I cannot believe I told her all this. I was like, that was a great
Right.
conversation, right? Because it continued again. And so I love building those type of relationships with people, and you have to be able to do that and want to do that, So even while you're still stuck in your 9 to 5, build those relationships with the people walking through the door. I don't care if they're the vendors, the customer, whatever. If those are customers and they have a business, get a business card. You know what I mean? From
Right.
them, because you might be able to work with them or for them down the line. I've seen this happen time and time again. It
Well,
happens.
not just that. Not just that. I was a pure example of that. I remember I was working a line job, right? I was working a
Mhm.
9 to 5, working a line job, and I mean, it was great and all. And I'm sitting there putting screws into a heater, like for 2 hours straight. I'm just like, oh my God. And then all of a sudden, this group of high quality individuals, like you could tell they are just entrepreneurs and they're like, running business. They're coming
Yep.
and checking on us, and I just took the initiative of getting to know them. And, I initiated that because it was like, I saw almost two worlds in one place. I saw the 9 to 5 workers who has a dream and wants to do something more with their life and things like that, and I saw the people who are actually doing it.
Yeah.
And to be able to like kind of see both of those, I then made the decision that although I love being the dreamer, I got to be the initiator. I got to be the person that creates that opulence, into my own life. So at the time I was, doing music management, and it slowed down a little bit, but it still, I was able to touch base on that for a little bit, and I pulled myself from that 9 to 5, and now I'm here. Like, look at me. I'm doing this podcast. I'm so excited for it. I'm getting to meet people all over, and successful people I've ran into multiple times, and I'm just excited because that's what my frequency is at right now, and I'm
Yes.
and I'm excited to share that with people, and I
Yeah.
think that's the thing though. If you are working a 9 to 5, it's not bad that you're working that. It's just, if you are wanting more, you have to initiate it. You have to take that
Mhm.
leap of faith. You have to take a chance on you. And I think that's the scariest part, is taking that chance on you. You know, People are afraid of that. So, I'm just thinking about it, and you're making such valid points. I can't wait for people to hear this, because it's I know it's clicking in their head, like, what is that one thing I want to do? You know? Do
I
it.
was the person, yeah, and I was that person. I never wanted to like approach people or talk to people. Now I can be in a bar or at a restaurant, sitting at the bar eating lunch, and then there's people next to me on my left and people on my right. And you can tell sometimes these people are either retired or they're working or whatever. There's ways to connect. There's sports, there's the weather, there's the food, and even those people are either business owners or work somewhere or and things like that. So
Hmm.
you can even network with strangers out and about. I met a guy at a bar one time because he needed something done on his vehicle. And I was like, oh, okay, yeah, simple, can help you with that with one of my other things. But that's another thing is, had I not talked to this guy, I would have never known that he needed something to be able to assist him. Right.
Right.
So you have to take that initiative sometimes and just kind of see what are people doing. It's crazy when you think about like all the different opportunities and options there are for people to do. Right, it doesn't have to be consulting, it doesn't have to be an accountant, it doesn't have to be tax prep and all these things that I do. There's so many other things that you can do. If you love knitting, let's make it a business. That's totally in right
Right.
now. People love knitting and crocheted clothing, uh, toys for their children, stuffed animals. I guarantee you, so many more parents would rather buy a handmade stuffed animal than a chemically produced one from China. If you
Right.
have a way to make it affordable and you can make it, even if it's not the most, it doesn't have to be the most expensive or the cheapest thing, because you do need to get paid for your time and your merchandise and make it worth your while. But if you can market yourself well, they're going to love it. I see people buying them all the time. Make this, can make this, make that. There's so many different avenues you can go with this stuff. That's why, my slogan is basically your dream, your vision, our plan. And it's basically to just make your dream a reality. Let us help you plan it so that way you can be successful.
Right. So tell us, what is next? Do we have anything to look forward to?
So for 2023, my biggest thing is really focusing on helping a lot of these small businesses. I really want to talk to these people. So I'm really, really, really pushing people that I have 30-minute sessions that you can book with me online to see how I can help you. And I'm not going to force you into buying anything. I'll give you some of the tools already up front and see how we can help. And if you are like, I can't afford, to make it happen, we'll find a way to make it work for you,
That's
because
right.
there's different things. But we'll have a conversation about it. We'll get to know each other. And probably by the time we're done, we're going to be networking friends. Like that's just what it's going to be, because you're going to be growing, I'm going to be growing, and we're going to look back at it and be like, dang, remember, this is where you started. Day one was right here with a 30-minute conversation. So I want to help these people who want to really make their dream a reality, and take that fear out of it for them, you know? So I really want to push that. Another thing I see a lot of people struggling with right now, because the media loves to traumatize people, and it's not just the media, it's everybody, right? Is all the
Right.
inflation that we're going through right now, and life is too expensive, and people are living in debt and all this craziness. I've helped a lot of people get out of debt on their own. So I can give you skills and tools to do that too. And I really want to focus on that too, because once you get out of that, man, you're going to feel like the world is lifted off of your shoulders and you are unstoppable, right? So you are going
Right.
to have like this whole other power within you to just push forward and really go for it, no matter what it is. Whether you want to work a 9 to 5 or make your dream a reality, it doesn't matter. So I want to help these people who struggle with budgeting. If you need help meal planning, I'll help you with that too. You know, so so crazy, because I could sit here and tell you all the different things I could help you with. And as far as the for the new age consulting, you can find me on TikTok. I'm gonna start doing like series episodes on there, just giving people bits and
Mhm.
pieces and just talking about things, and also my life and things like that. So that is under New Age Consulting on TikTok. Then I also have my website, which is also newageconsulting.com. And then I will also start an Instagram potentially. I'm not sure, but I do have a Facebook, which is also New Age Consulting. So if you put at New Age Consulting on there, you'll find me. Has the same headline as my website does. It's like a pink marbled look, and you can message me on there. You can even message through the website. Just fill out the little contact form, and I can get back to you, or you can, hit me up on TikTok. I'll message you there too. It doesn't matter. So
And of course, all the links will be in the description box below. Well, Angelina, thank you so much for joining the show and sharing your wisdom.
thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. And this is just the first of many. Okay. So catch our next episode with Angelina. Okay. It will be fun. And who knows, it may be what you need. And for my IOP family, thank you for listening. And don't forget to subscribe on all of our platforms. Hasta la próxima. Ciao for now. Bye.